Good morning, everyone. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And today we are live right here on Clubhouse. And folks, if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you may hear some people talking, but they're on Clubhouse. So listen, if you don't have Clubhouse, go to wherever your apps live and download Clubhouse. It is a great experience. Follow the P.I.L.L Method on Clubhouse. Also, our audience, our audio audience is on Clubhouse, but our visuals are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And because of that, we can actually show the numbers that back up what we're saying. When anyone is talking to you about finances or giving you advice about money, giving you advice about lending, giving you advice, anything that has to do with your money, folks, you must demand that they show you the numbers that back up what they're saying. It just can't sound good, because that's what we've had for over 80 years in this industry, stuff that sounds good, but no one has shown us the numbers. Today, I'm going to show you the numbers. If you are using a bi-weekly payment system, after you see this today, you're going to want to stop, because it's not doing what you want it to do. It's not getting you where you need to go. All right. It's doing something, but there's something much better you could do with your same budget. So if you're using, stop. If you're using a bi-weekly payment system, stop. And I'm going to show you the numbers today. So folks, start sharing the room right now. Let's get some people in here. And I know someone else who has heard of the bi-weekly payment system, and they stopped it all together. Listen, they don't even talk about it anymore. His name is Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher. And he has used the P.I.L.L method to pay off his mortgage. And one of the things that inspired him to do this, even though he's the #1 motivational speaker in the world, the key thing that inspired him was his wife. And we are hearing about this all over. In fact, I heard it again last night from someone who was seeking information from us, because the wife saw that and says, I felt the same way. I'm feeling the same way about my mortgage. So Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., decided to pay off his mortgage in a more efficient manner, saving interest. Let's hear what he has to say so we could jump in to our subject today.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse, just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife, because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
You heard it, folks. No mortgage, no stress. No mortgage, no stress. And we're getting phone calls every single day. I mean, folks are even contacting us on Christmas because they're hearing about this information. And so listen, if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, all right, just like ET, then go to, I'm going to put my link at the top of the page here. Let's see here. Go put the link in, and ice10k.com. Go to ice10k.com. And when you see that, click that link. All right. When you click the link, you'll find another button that says get a savings and earnings report. You can know for a fact the month, day, and year you could be debt free on your mortgage. And even if you have a mortgage and a student loan and car loans and credit cards, all of that can be paid off in an average of 7 to 9 years. And guess what? You don't have to change your life. You don't have to sacrifice your lifestyle. Oh, yeah, you can still live well and get out of debt because we're not taking money. We're not taking money from your lifestyle. What we're doing is we're teaching you how to pay less interest. Yes, we're disrupting the bank's timing, which makes it impossible for them to charge you all of that interest. It is the interest that causes long-term debt. So let's attack the problem. That's what the P.I.L.L method does. Helps you to understand the situation so that you can't get rid of all. Listen, you need to get rid of all the information you have about finances to date. Get rid of it and learn something new. I'm talking about something powerful. I'm talking about something that's disruptive. When you have something that's disruptive, it is a total change. It's like going from 2 cans in a string, you know, that kid's telephone we used to play with. All right. 2 cans in a string to a satellite phone. OK, it's like going from a horse and buggy to a Lamborghini. It's like going. Can you imagine? Just imagine this for a second. OK, just imagine this for a second. You've only ever seen a microwave oven. I'm sorry, a toaster oven. You've only ever seen a toaster oven in your entire life, and you know how to use a toaster oven. And someone comes along and says they've seen something that's amazing. All right, it's called a microwave oven. All right, and they said, listen, this microwave oven doesn't heat up like a toaster oven. In fact, what they're telling you is that you could put your plastic bowl, fill it up with water, and you can put this in a microwave oven and heat the water to boiling in the oven. What's your first thought if you've only ever seen a toaster oven? That's right. You would think that the plastic bowl would melt. Oh, my goodness. You would think the plastic bowl would melt. So now you get to see it. It almost seems like magic. How can you cook anything? How can you heat anything in there? There's no heating element in there. There's nothing that's glowing red. So now we have a whole new disruptive way of doing things. All right. Now, I've never heard of an air fryer, and I didn't listen. Even today, it's within just a few months ago, I'm not going to buy an air fryer. Because how in the world can you fry anything with air? You got to have some grease. You got to have hot grease to fry. Listen, I put some French fries in there. I put some other stuff in there. Listen, that air fryer. I wish I had invented it. Come on. We're talking about disruptive technology here. We're talking about a new way of paying off debt. Now, listen, the inspiration for this show today. All right, let's get some more people in here because I'm getting ready to play a video from Louis Estrella. He is a New Jersey real estate agent, very popular on Clubhouse. All right. He teaches people how to buy houses with about $7,200 down. I mean, listen, this guy is phenomenal in the way he helps his clients. All right. And one of the things he does now is at the closing table, when you got your lawyer there, you've got the people from, you got everybody involved that helps you to buy a house sitting at that closing table. And one of the things they do while you're signing everything is explain to you this thing called the amortization schedule. You know, they go over it. They talk about your payments. They talk about this, and they may even give you a little bit of advice. I want to play for you something that happened just recently, where Louis Estrella says, "Listen, my folks need to have additional information." So he sets up his camera and just waits patiently for them to start talking about the amortization schedule. All right. And so, I just want to prepare you for that. So let's get some more people in while we finish up this section. So here's what we're going to do, folks. If you want to know the month, day, and year you want to be debt free, click on that link. Get your savings and earnings report done. Send it in to us, and then you'll know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. Also, Lewis Australia is going to slide over my book to his new clients. He gives all new clients my book. All right. And that book can be found on Amazon. It's been a 5-time bestseller. This thing is so disruptive. It is so new to the industry. There's only one book that even talks about it out of 33 million titles on Amazon. So we're not just giving you something that I've heard. I'm not just giving you something that where it's warmed over information. This is new. This is stuff that is groundbreaking. It is totally in a class by itself. Interest cancellation done right with a computer system makes sure that you pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible. There's no other program like it on the planet anywhere. All right? That's how disruptive this is. So let's go ahead and show people the book. And then once we get that book on, then go to Amazon today and get the book. Start teaching these concepts to your children. Give the book away as gifts. I have now realtors calling me because they've seen Lewis's video on his Instagram. I have realtors now calling me and says, "How can I buy this book to give to my clients so that they can learn more about paying off their mortgage and all other debt in an average of 7 to 9 years?" So folks, we're going to play this video right now. Let's and then if you want to see it over and over again, go to look up Lewis Australia on Amazon. And so we're going to go ahead and start playing that right now. So we got to get that volume. We got to get that volume going.
Between 7 to 9 years.
Like bi-weekly payments?
Not just bi-weekly payments. It's actually an algorithm on how it's paid, right? Let's say, for example, if somebody takes or has 20% down to put towards the property, but they can qualify for 3% or 3.5%, they'll put down the 3.5%, purchase the property, be in the property on the second day, and pay that extra 16.5% towards the principal. That reduces your amortization table in half. You cut off 14 years, just how you pay the same 20%, just how you pay it. Then, if you continue that process and you apply the P.I.L.L method towards the rest of the principal, you're paid off in 7.
Like that?
Yeah, the amortization table is really, depending on how you utilize it, it can be a tool, or it can be used as a tool against you. It really just depends on your payment schedule.
It's good now. Yeah, it's just legit. Definitely get that rate. All right, so this was your first payment.
All right, folks. Here's what I talked over part of it. So when it's ready when we can restart that, let's go ahead and play it from the beginning, Kurt, because I talked over the first part of it. All right. So he's getting it ready so that we can play it again. All right, folks, because of how we're doing this, we could not download the video, so we don't have control over it. We have to work with Instagram. So, because I wanted to make sure that you had good quality. So when it's ready to go, Kurt, just make it big again, and then I'll know when to stop talking, because I talked over the beginning of it. I think this is it. Is this the beginning?
Well, if you make it exactly your monthly
Here we
payment
go.
every month for the next 30 years. And you never miss a payment, you never go over and prepay, try to bring down that principal, anything like that. This is the next 30 years of payments for you, exactly laid out. So as you can see, of course, we're going to have the PMI for 10 years. So that's not going to go away for a little while. So that's over here. Payment amount's the same every month. And you're going to notice it's a lot more interest than principal in the beginning. The banks take the money up front. So yeah, that's going to go down over time. The amount of principal is going to go up over time. And if we go all the way down to 2053, your last payment stem is actually going to only be $9.20. So something to look forward to. I'll be signing date there.
And Kim, just so you know, the same amortization table, depending on how you pay your payments within the next several years, you can actually pay off your 30-year mortgage in 7 years. This book is dedicated exactly to that. That's congratulations for getting this one.
I always heard if you do one extra payment a year, you can get it down to like 25 or 23. I've never heard 7.
Exactly. So that's called the P.I.L.L method. It's written by Don Daniels. And when I tell you he summarized interest cost, not interest payments themselves, but the interest cost over time. So in a 30-year mortgage, he can save you 75% of the interest just on how you pay. And he can help you pay off the average mortgage between 7 to 9 years.
Like bi-weekly payments?
Not just bi-weekly payments. It's actually an algorithm on how it's paid, right? Let's say, for example, if somebody takes or has 20% down to put towards the property, but they can qualify for 3% or 3.5%, they'll put down the 3.5%, purchase the property, be in the property on the second day, and pay that extra 16.5% towards the principal. That reduces your amortization table in half. You cut off 14 years, just how you pay the same 20%, just how you pay it. Then, if you continue that process and you apply the P.I.L.L method towards the rest of the principal, you'll pay it off in 7.
Like,
yeah, the amortization table is really, depending on how you utilize it, it can be a tool, or it can be used as a tool against you. It really just depends on your payment schedule.
it's good to know. Yeah.
All right, folks, you heard that. So this is what we're talking about. This video is blowing up on his Instagram, and it is amazing. And we're actually going to show that example today. So if you're in the room right now and you want to see these examples, let's go. You can go to YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook, and you can search P.I.L.L method and you can see what we're going to be talking about today. But first of all, let's go over some basic information about the bi-weekly payment system so that you can understand what's happening. All right. Now, I've asked people time and time again, when a bi-weekly payment system means every other week you pay half your mortgage. So let's say you have a $2,000 mortgage. So on the first of the month, you'll pay $1,000. On the 15th of the month, you'll pay the other $1,000. And that's how a biweekly payment system works. So I've asked people, when you're making a biweekly payment, do you believe that you're saving money when you make that first payment on the first of the month? All right. And I need to see it in the chat. When you are making, if you have a biweekly payment system and you're paying half on the first and then the other half on the 15th, do you believe you are saving money when you make that first payment? Let's put it in the chat, yes or no. If you're watching us online, put it in the comment section. Do you believe you're saving money with that first payment? Let's go ahead. Let's put it in the chat. What do you believe? All right. All right. So Lane says no, because it isn't the same amount due. Okay. Let's go. Okay, Lane. All right. Anybody else got any other comments on that? When you're making that bi-weekly payment, all right. Hank says no. He's watching us on YouTube. All right. Thank you, Hank. We appreciate that. Anybody else have Jeremiah Sam says yes, and a lot of people believe that to be true as well. All right. Anyone else got any comments on making that biweekly payment, and then you make that very first payment, you're saving money? You're saving money. Anybody else? Yes or no? Let's come on. Let's put your comments in let's put your comments in. If you're on Clubhouse, let's put it in the chat. All right? All right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right. So let me see here. Let's take a look. All right. So here's the truth of the matter. All right. Here it is. Because mortgages accept only full payments, Lane is correct. When you're doing a biweekly payment system, that very first payment is held by the bank. They hold it until you make the second payment on the 15th. And when you make the second payment on the 15th, that's when the money is applied. So then how then does a biweekly payment save you 7 years? That's the most it can save you. It does work, and it will save you 7 years. So how does it work? Every 6 months. Now listen to this. Every 6 months, you're going to make 3 of those payments. Because there's an extra week. So if you get paid biweekly, you know what I'm talking about. Those are the months you get 3 paychecks in a month. And don't you love that? You get 3 paychecks. You're used to getting 2 paychecks in a month, but now every 6 months you get 3 paychecks in a month. So that's what they're doing. Every 6 months, you'll make a payment on the 1st, then a payment on the 15th, which saves you no money. But that third payment actually goes to principal, and it saves you money. That's how that works. So if you do that every 6 months, then that last payment around the 30th, you make 2 of those. It actually adds up to a 13th payment in a year. So by making 13 payments in a year, that's what saves you money. So 10 months out of the year. Come on, folks. I need to see some comments on this. 10 months out of the year, the bi-weekly payment system saves you no money. Only 2 months out of the year, it saves you money. That's the truth about the bi-weekly payment system. The most it could save you is 7 years. So when you talk about interest cancellation being a disruptive technology, well, then that's a whole new thing. So instead of saving you 7, how about paying off your mortgage, your student loans, your credit cards, your car loans, all of that in about 7, saving you 23 years. This is truly disruptive information. Now listen, when I first heard about the bi-weekly payment system, I didn't know anything else. I thought that was amazing to cut a 30-year mortgage down to 23. And folks, they've been giving out that same information since 1934. And next year will be the 89th anniversary of the amortized mortgage. Amortized 30-year mortgage. In 89 years, they've been giving out the same old information time after time after time. You can pay off in 23 years. And if you put a little bit more, if you put a little extra with it, maybe you can pay it off a little bit sooner than that. But folks, no one's talking about interest cancellation, that you can pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years with the same budget you were using to do the biweekly payment. Because now we're talking about disrupting the bank's timing and their system of charging interest and making it impossible for them to charge you that interest. Let's talk about, we're going to put on the screen what Luis was talking about, putting 20% down versus 3% down on a mortgage. So let's go ahead and share the screen here so that you can see what we're talking about. So we're going to put an amortization schedule on the screen, and we have a $400,000 $400,000 mortgage that we're talking about. We're going to bring up our calculator so that everybody can see what we're talking about. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. If you want to see this, go to YouTube right now on your secondary device. You may have a laptop or a tablet of sorts so that you can see this and still hear us on Clubhouse. But if you don't, you can just go to YouTube so you can see these numbers. And let's just see the example that Luis gave at the closing table to the people who are in charge of making sure everything is in order. Okay, your lawyer and those who do the title search. The title company was there explaining this, and the closing lawyers were there. And Luis, in his post, actually puts in there that they asked him for information about this book because they've never heard of interest cancellation, and they have been in this business for decades. Decades. That's how disruptive this information is. And they said, oh, I got to take a picture of this book. All right. So here's what we got. We have a $400,000 mortgage at 6%. All right. And so now let's just say that you could put down 20%. So we're going to put in $400,000. Okay. $400,000. Okay. And if we multiply that by 20%, okay, that equals $80,000. This person could put down $80,000 on this loan. All right. And when we subtract the 400,000, that makes a $320,000 loan, 320,000. All right. Or they could put down 3%. All right. So let's do 3%. Okay. So if we take this out, we put in $400,000 again. All right. 400,000. And we're going to multiply that by 0.03. All right. That comes to $12,000. $12,000 instead of $80,000. All right. We subtract 80,000. Okay. That's a $68,000 difference. Okay. So we could put $12,000 down. I'm making notes here. Or we could put $80,000 as a down payment. All right. So here is what Luis was saying. If we take the 3% route, let's say this person could qualify for 3% down. They qualify for 3% down, and they use $12,000 of their $80,000. All right. So now they have a mortgage. All right. So let's put our calculator back up here. All right. We have $400,000. Okay. We're going to put down $12,000. So we're going to subtract 12,000. There we go. Now we have 388,000. So we're going to put in a $388,000 loan. 388,000 at 6%. Here's our payment. $2,326.26, and we have 360 payments. Now here's what's crazy. On $388,000, folks, on $388,000, the bank wants $449,453.60 paid in interest. What? The bank wants more money in interest than you borrowed in principal, for a total of $837,000. Does anybody want to pay $837,000 for a $400,000 house? Anybody? Put it in the chat, yes or no. Do you? It says, Lane says, can I have the YouTube link? Just go to YouTube. All right, just go to YouTube and search Pill Method Lane. I am so sorry, I didn't see that. All right. Go to YouTube and just search P.I.L.L method. All right. And then you can do that. So Barry on Facebook said, no, he doesn't want to pay $800,000 for a $400,000 home. But that's what people are doing. That's what people are doing. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you. All right. Do you have any other people? Andre Edwards says, no, I don't want to pay that kind of money. All right. So, folks, if you want to see this, Elaine says, I'm actually purchasing a house this year and saw the interest is more than the house. So, yes, I'm surely planning to utilize this strategy. Oh, listen, Elaine. If you utilize this strategy, please use our computer system, because we guarantee that you will pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible. You can watch my videos and save some money. But if you want to save the most amount of money, oh my goodness, you can't beat our computer system in beating the bank's computer in telling you exactly what to do, in what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on, and pay the exact amount of money that's going to save you the most interest possible with your particular financial footprint. There's nothing on the planet more powerful than that. All right. So thank you so much, Lane. We appreciate you. All right. So here's where we are, folks. Now, if we put $12,000 down, that means we have $68,000 still in the bank. $68,000 still in the bank that we didn't use as a down payment. And what Luis was saying is that if you were going to put it down anyway as a down payment, why don't you put the least amount down if you can afford the payment, and then use your $68,000 as a prepayment with your first mortgage payment. Make your first mortgage payment and then add the other $68,000 to it. Let me show you what happens, because we're going to look at the cumulative principal here, the cumulative principal. And I'm going to need somebody to come up to the stage, raise your hand, and talk about this if you can. I'm looking for hands raised. Listen, if you want to get more information on this, remember, closed mouths don't get fed. If you want to get some information, you're using a biweekly payment system, you know somebody who is, you thought about using it yourself, and you want to ask more questions about it, raise your hand, come to the stage. We'll talk about your mortgage today. So here, we're looking at cumulative principal online right now. And when you look at this amortization schedule, we're going to add up for you how much principal is paid and how much interest is paid when you do it. If you make your monthly payments just like the bank wants you to, then you're paying your mortgage with these $300 payments. Okay? But your interest cost on that is over $1,900. Look at that. $1,900 in interest payments go to the bank, while only $380 or $390 out of the money that you're paying actually pays down the mortgage. How fair is that? So if you look at all the lines that we can actually add up all the principal and all the interest for 1 year. Look at this. All the principal and all the interest for 1 year. This is how much you pay your mortgage down by in 1 year. $4,764. $4,764.70. But look how much interest it will cost you in just 1 year. $23,000 on this mortgage. Does anybody want to pay $23,000 in interest just to pay their mortgage down by $4,700? Anybody? Anybody out there that's watching this video? Listen, even if you are watching the replay, all right, I still need you to put it in the chat what you're thinking about, okay? So here's what we're saying. Anytime you give the bank money that can go straight to principal, you can skip payments in this system. That's the way it's set up. But they're not teaching that at the closing table, only because those who are at the closing table, they don't know any more about how a mortgage works than you do. Your accountant has never been taught how a mortgage actually works. Your CPA that does your taxes has not been taught how a mortgage works. Your real estate agent that sold you your house to get their license to be a real estate agent does not learn how an amortization schedule actually works. The MLO, the mortgage loan originator, your mortgage person that sold you the mortgage, does not take even one class on how the bank makes its money through interest charges on a mortgage and how to defeat it. They can't give you advice like this because they are not taught. They're taught to sell mortgages. They're not taught how to save you interest. So these little things that they give you, round up your payment or do a biweekly payment, that is the most you're going to get at the closing table until Luis Australia says, not for my clients. Not once I know what the truth is, they can actually pay this off in 7 years. Let me show you what he was talking to the closing lawyer and the other person there that was helping with the explaining this mortgage situation while the person was signing their paperwork. Watch this, folks. Watch this. We're going to put the $68,000 as a prepayment, and we're going to go down cumulative principal to $68,000. Okay? We knock off 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, keep going, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and into the 11th year. Okay? 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. 10 years and 7 months. I'm making notes here. 10 years, 7 months. If you take that $68,000, instead of putting it as a down payment and starting at payment number 1, how about using part of that money to prepay the loan and start out on payment? Your first payment is payment number 1 on this amortization schedule, and your next payment is on payment number 127. 127, and you save over $225,000 in interest by using that same money you would have used as a down payment. Use it as a prepayment and knock off over 10 years off the loan. These guys went home and started doing the math themselves. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be in the room, a fly on the wall, as they're explaining this to their family and friends, and they're telling them, I've never seen anything like this in my life. This guy, in just a couple of seconds, explained how I could better use this money. And now they're going to go home and work it out and be amazed, just like you are right now. Do I have anybody in this room that wants to come up on stage and talk about what we just learned today? The biweekly payment system is outdated, folks. Stop using it and start learning interest cancellation so that you can cut out just one move here, folks, just one move. Can you imagine taking off over $250,000 in interest? Let's do the math. Okay, we're going to save $225,000. Excuse me, $225,539.15. That's how much interest we save when we put that $68,000 as a prepayment instead of a down payment. So we're going to go back up to the top and look at how much interest the bank wanted to charge. Okay, because everybody says, somebody on here says, wow, real life 5 says on watching us on YouTube says, wow, I have no words. Because folks, it's not being taught anywhere else. It's only here in the P.I.L.L method that you're getting this kind of information. So the bank wanted on $388,000, they wanted $449,553.60 in interest. And do you know they can just about count on that money and even get more than the $449,000 that they're looking for? Do you know how I know that? Here's something to think about. 9 out of 10 people you know, 9 out of 10 people you know will never pay off a mortgage in life. So if the bank wanted this much money in interest and you get a 30-year mortgage and you're never able to pay off a mortgage in your entire life, because listen, you start out with a smaller house and then you will refinance it and get a larger house and get a brand new mortgage. Okay. And then at a series of buying new houses and refinancing those houses, guess what? You never get to the point where you actually pay one off. 9 out of 10 people you know will never pay off a mortgage because of how the system is set up. They're going to pay a ton of interest for their entire lives. That's our contribution to the financial system. That's the system that this is baked into the system, that the bank will lend you money. Well, let's call it what it really is. Rent you their money for as much as they can, for as long as they can. Oh my goodness. So Real Life 5 says, you are so right. This is not taught anywhere. This helps me so much. Thanks for all you do. Real Life, listen, this is why we're here, to make sure it gets done. So I'm going to finish. Let's do that math. So we're just with one move, taking that money and putting it as a prepayment saves us $225,000. So we're going to put in the money that the bank wanted from the very beginning. Okay. Here's what the bank wanted. $449,453.60. Okay. In one move, taking money that would have gone as a down payment and we're using it as a prepayment, we're going to subtract the savings right now, subtract $225,000 over $250,000 in interest saved in 1 month. $250,000, $250,000 saved in 1 month. So we're going to subtract $225,539.15. Yeah, listen, all the pennies matter here, folks. All the pennies matter. Equals 200. There's only $223,914.45 left to pay. That's it. If you did nothing else, and you paid every single payment from that point on time, then you would pay only $223,914 of the $449,000 the bank was looking for. But if you apply the P.I.L.L method strategy, following our financial program with education, teaching you the new way to think about your loans, okay? The new way of thinking about it, this disruptive information and technology. Now you're going to look at your mortgage differently, and our program will then tell you exactly how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, and which loan to attack, so that you can save the maximum amount of interest. Therefore, you can now pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. If you want to know how to do that, folks, if you want to know how to do what I'm talking about, then go to the link above. It is ICE10K.com. ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. There is only one interest cancellation expert on Clubhouse, on YouTube, on Twitter, LinkedIn. Only one. That is our company and the people we train. The company and the people we train, we're the only interest cancellation experts on the planet. That's it. And you're wondering, why haven't we blown up? Why isn't our name a household name? Well, that's about to change. That is about to change. Let me tell you in a minute here how that's going to change. So right now, folks, if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and then click on the link that says get a savings and earnings report. Get a savings and earnings report. You can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free and how much interest you can save. And then the interest saved, we need to be intentional about tracking the interest saved so that you can now take that money that you saved in interest and put it towards an investment to create generational wealth for your family instead of for the bank. All right, Rachel just joined us somewhere. I just saw that name. I just saw she popped in here. Lord have mercy. All right, let's invite her up. Oh, listen, folks, this is so exciting what we're talking about today. So now here's how we're going to change this. Remember I said this is not a household word, but it will be. Here is how we're going to do it. If you will go, click on that link again, ice10k.com. The first two buttons are you can become an affiliate with the P.I.L.L method. Ho, ho, ho! You can become an affiliate, meaning all you have to do to become an affiliate is sign up. All right. How do you sign up? You go to the link above, and it says become an affiliate of the P.I.L.L method. And all you have to do is this. If you know someone or meet someone who has at least $100,000 in debt and at least one mortgage, they have to qualify for what I'm talking about. Okay. They have to have at least $100,000 in debt and at least one mortgage. They can have way more than that, okay? But this is what they have to be qualified for this. You send them our way, and when they become one of our clients, we will send you $300. That's how the word is going to get spread, because we need your help, all right? So once you find that person, and we're going to tell you how to find them in a minute, then you go to the second button here, refer your family and friends to the Interest Cancellation Expert. Refer them. Click on that link, fill out their name, their phone number, and just fill it out and put your name in as the one who referred them. When they become a client, boom, you get paid. Oh, and it doesn't stop there, folks. If you really want to get into this thing, you can earn $1,000 for the referrals you send us. How to go from $300 to $1,000 per referral. Man, you give us 5 of those $1,000 referrals in a month, and all you did is turn over a name. That's $5,000 a month. Even if you turned over one, that's an extra $1,000 a month. Would that make a difference in your life? An extra $1,000 a month for turning over a name. Now, you want to know how that's done? Let me give you, oh man, let me tell you how simple this is. On our YouTube channel, we have hundreds of hours of video explaining our program called How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years. Anybody that's interested in what you're talking about, send them to the YouTube channel. Let them watch some of the videos, and then you follow up with them in a day or two. No more than 2 days. Okay? This is the 48-hour rule. After 48 hours, people's interest go way down. I mean, this is what we found out over 16 years. So you want to get with them within that 48-hour window, and then just ask some simple questions. Do you want to know more about this? And if they say yes, then you send in their name. You send in their name on that form. and my staff will contact them, and then we'll have them fill out the to get their savings and earnings report, and we'll take it from there. Once we show them how much interest they could save, and how we get their bank or mortgage company to pay our fee because of all the interest they're going to save. Oh my goodness. The fee comes out of the interest savings. So it's going to be a win-win for everybody. We save the average client $150,000 in interest. The average one saves $150,000 in interest and pays off all of their debt in 7 to 9 years. And you're going to be helping them to do that by becoming an affiliate and then referring people using my 10K card. And you want to save that card, ice10k.com. You can go there. If you scroll all the way down, you'll have add to contacts and add to home screen. You can add my 10K card to your home screen or add it to your contacts, so you'll always have it. Okay? In fact, do both. Add it to your contacts and add it to your home screen. There will be my picture there. You just click on the picture, bring it up, and that information will be there handy. Send them to the YouTube channel. Have them watch some videos and get with them within that 48-hour window. If they want to know more, send in the referral. Once they become a client, we'll send you out a check. In fact, when you're filling out becoming an affiliate, guess what? We even added, how would you like to receive your affiliate payments? Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, or PayPal. It's going to be that easy. So you think we're not going in this next year, we're not going to be a household word with your help for everybody, not only that is in here right now, but people who watch the replays? Oh my goodness. Even if you're watching the replay, folks, you can sign up for this opportunity. And all you have to do, we don't charge for this. We're going to pay you. Real Life 5 says, are you, says you are the banking's worst nightmare. World's worst nightmare. Thank you, Real Life 5. We appreciate you. We appreciate you watching us on YouTube right now. We got Flame in here too. Flame, listen, man, you don't have to sit there and let me just talk on and on and on. Good morning to you, sir. All right, Flame, if you're talking, we can't hear you. How about you, Rachel? Did I push the wrong button or something? All right. I'll have to get with my engineer. All right. Is it something on my end reason why I can't hear them?
No, I'm hearing you clear.
Okay. So for some reason,
And I'm not hearing them. I am not hearing them if they are talking. I'm not.
All right. So Rachel, can you and Credit Goddess, can you unmic? We're not hearing you for some reason. Oh, I know why. Sorry. I know why. There we go.
You on a roadcaster?
I just fixed it.
Yep,
I'm on a roadcaster.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Rising.
Listen.
Rising.
Good morning, everybody. Listen, I'm just an amateur on this thing. And I'm always messing it up. So listen, folks, we're going to let the ladies introduce themselves while I get a drink of water here. So we're going to start with Rachel. Rachel, thank you so much for being here this morning and listening to me talk. How are you?
I'm doing well, Don. Doing well.
And introduce yourself to the folks, please.
Okay, thank you. I'm Rachel Love out of Los Angeles. I'm a commercial loan broker. I'm a business strategist. I help small businesses scale their business so they can get to the bag. Check my bio out. I'm Rachel Love. I released the mic.
All right, folks. Hey, listen, something is going on with Clubhouse. The shares are not registering. So I'm going to believe that you're sharing the room. I can't see it. It's not registering my side. I'm using an iPad. I'm using an iPhone. I just can't see it. But continue to share the room. Credit Goddess, Rosa Laura, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, hold on. Let me lower this. RB and I are co-working today. Hey everyone.
You guys are working too hard.
We're co-working. Yeah, we're on Zoom working on, tasks. I think it's better when we work together. That energy, we're in that working mode. It works. Hey everyone. My name is Rosa Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit coach, and NAV business loan broker. Oh, and an educator at Beaver University. So I'm the whole nine. So definitely tap in with me if you guys are interested in working with me. Happy Kwanzaa. Yes. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. What's today, Rose?
Oh, don't get me to say the
Ah,
name.
oh,
I think it's Ujima. I think.
Ujima.
Yeah. Yeah. Collective work. That's what we're gonna talk about today.
Okay.
I'm
That's what we're
excited.
doing today. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, all right, all right. Listen, we got Flame Newton in the house, folks. Let me tell you something. I was just on Amazon looking at how my book was ranking today. Yesterday. And as I'm searching my book, guess whose book comes up as well? It's called The School of Credit. And guess who's the author of that book? I mean, listen, Flame, tell us about the accolades that your book has received. And I mean, you're a disruptor in your own right. Flame Newton, everybody.
He's funny, man. Listen, hey, Master Don, you gonna be ready. Listen, I can't wait to see you. Hey, them TV shows are calling your name. They need you right now. Oh my goodness. Hi. First off, let me speak to these. First off, let me speak to the ladies in the room. How you doing, Rachel and Credit Goddess? How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, Flame. How you?
Man,
Hey, Flame.
hey. Listen, just Flame. I just talk about credit, School of Credit. Uh, Learn and master the 12 levels of the American credit system, which is, like he says, available on Amazon. The only author, I used to say first, but then I had to get out of that mode because I found out like everybody wants to be the first to do something. I said, the hell, the first. Let's use another word. It's called only. The only author in American history to have a book about credit in both the English and the Spanish languages, as instituted by the Library of Congress. Currently, Rachel, we fighting right now, Mr. Don. We got another book that's getting ready to drop, and we're trying to drop it on New Year's Day. I got everything that's pointing against me is against me right now, but we're gonna keep pulling, and that is learn and master the 8 levels of the business credit system. So we got that one getting ready to drop. So other than that, man, I'm just glad to be here, be on your stage, and listen to you as you break down this. If you guys are in here right now, listen, I need you guys to do something. Um, Listen, he's about to break down this stuff like none other, but I need you to put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat. Let's give him that energy this morning, because when he starts to go, especially when he could tell you how to pay off a home in 7 years. And if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what else can. Um, Let me see number 9 in the chat for anybody that's ready for him to kind of turn up this morning. Let's give him the energy that he needs. Also, um, there's a share button at the bottom of the screen. Let's all take a heat at the share. Let's share the room, right? Let's go to here where it says it's going to say share, and you can put it anywhere that you want to go, right? But just go ahead in there and then just share the room. Let your friends know that this room is shared and put it across the platform. I think that's a great thing. So everybody share the room, even if you see the whole thing is even if you can't see it being shared, still share it because other people can see it being shared. That makes sense. But you don't have to see what is actually instilled out there. So let's get that going. Thank you.
Listen, Flame, I appreciate that new book being dropped, but there's some interesting things about the current book that you have that no other credit book can talk about. So tell us a little bit about the current book and lead us into this new one.
Well, instead of doing chapters of like any other book, this book is done on grade levels. So each grade level represents something different pertaining to credit. And there's 12 levels in this book. So we start off in the book by talking about the past, right? How did you get here? Like, how did credit begin? Where did credit even come from? Where did this stuff just formulate, right? And then you understand about the Social Security number and how is it connected with credit and all of these things. And then you start moving on up and you start talking about the credit reporting agencies, and you even get up to talking about things on your profile. And then you start talking about the laws that govern it and the credit scores. And man, it's so much, right? It's impactful. But at the end of the 12th grade is where you will graduate. And just like any other kid that will graduate, right? There's something you gotta do something. You know how y'all talk to them kids that when they turn 18, when it's time to get out the house. Hey, big dog, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You gonna get a job, you going to college. What are you doing? You can't just be sitting here all day playing video games. You got to be doing something, right? And then, so what we did is said, oh, you know what? We're gonna go to college. And and that's how the other one ends, because in college in the school of credit is called business. And understanding how business credit works and that ordeal. And so we did it the same version, same manner, except for this time, just like college. You gotta first go to orientation. And after your orientation, then you go to your freshman year, first semester, freshman, second semester, so on and forth until you actually graduate from college. And you guys understand that's when you actually have everything that you're ready to go for in your business credit journey as well. So hopefully that you guys can understand that part of the process. But that's what this whole thing is about. Is so you can take it one level at a time. It's kind of like in this room. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take it one level at a time. Mr. Don is gonna be in here. He's in here spitting like crazy in this morning. But so the first level that I need you guys to do is making sure that you guys are gonna participate in the chat. The chat is a big thing for him in this room. And so how do you participate in the chat? When he's talking about things over and over, when he's asking about numbers, when he's going over to these calculations and you're seeing this stuff, go to the chat, right? And also give him some encouragement in the chat saying, hey, man, I didn't know that. Man, I appreciate that. Those are the type of things that kind of move him forward. And that's the type of energy that we need in this room. Flame, I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Flame. Hey, listen, folks, in this room, all we do here is bust myths. Listen, there's so much misinformation out there about credit, about lending, about interest, about how it's calculated and what you can do about it. There's so much misinformation out there. I can truly say you can get rid of everything you've ever been taught that's out there right now, that's being taught over and over and over again as best practices, and get rid of it. So, Flame, Credit Goddess, Rachel, in your respective areas, how much misinformation is out there and the stuff that you have to correct? Come on, talk to us.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of misinformation, and sometimes you just have to weed through it because that's what has been deposited in people's minds. So when we're talking and having consultations, I let the people talk. I like to listen. And when I listen, I locate where they are. And then I can put in the good information. Well, here's the facts. And then I show them where to go to see the facts for themselves. So, therefore, I combat the negative or the misinformation and arm them with the correct information. So now they're empowered and I've inspired them to take action.
Wow, here's what I just heard. You teach the current, you put that current information out there. You break it. You show how it's not effective. You show how it doesn't really work. And then you fix it with the right information. Is that what I just heard?
100%. Absolutely.
Wow, Flame, what do you have to add to that, sir?
Wow, I mean, when Rachel said all that, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's see, I think it's microwave time, right? Microwave time is. Let me give you some examples of what a hot pocket look like. Let me give you some examples of what the microwave actually is. The microwave is called TikTok. The microwave is called Facebook Reels. The microwave is called YouTube. What's it, shorts and YouTube. 3 5 minute videos. You're trying to get everything, right? They're trying to get everything in a short amount of time. And so what people are doing is they're just listening to information. Watch this, Mr. Don. They're gonna hate me for this one. Watch me get kicked out of Clubhouse. I'm gonna show you how to get kicked out of Clubhouse.
Okay, bro.
Somebody's gonna watch a video, right? And then what they're gonna do is put on a shirt and tie, and then they're gonna get in front of another video and repeat the same information they heard from another video. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is this information is getting passed down, and passed down. And so people are looking at they're looking at the shiny object things, right? They're seeing the person say what they're saying, but they're next to they're next to a luxury vehicle. They're seeing a person walking down a private jet, walking down the steps, and they start off by saying, "Hey, you want to get like me? You want to live like this?" And then you start to pay attention to this. So it's so much misinformation out here. That's why I wholeheartedly agree with Rachel, is that when you start to state the facts of the matters, at that point there is no confusion. You can't be confused about what it is that the facts are. So taking the time right now to you guys make sure. Look, this is what I need y'all to do next. I need you to go to the top where the link is at the top. I want you to go to the link. When you hit the go to link right now, no, I'm telling you what I want you to do now. But when you hit the go to link right now, there says step one, get the book. All right, follow the first step. Go get the book. Let's go making sure that you guys are buying the book right now. No, for anybody that can hear my voice, making sure that you got the P.I.L.L method, making sure that you got the P.I.L.L method in your household. I got it in mine. Make sure you have it in yours.
Wow, thank you so much for that. So, do you have anything to add there, Miss Rose? Because I know you're working on something else. If you can talk, flash your mic, and we'll bring you back so that you can. All right, go ahead, Miss Lady, and talk to the people and tell them. What is it that about this bad information that is being touted as the good information, and you have to correct?
I'm sorry, I was finishing my breakfast. Okay, so yes, there's a lot of what I would say misinformation. Yes, there's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of partial information, right? And which is why we say that you have to do your research so that way you can get the full picture. With social media is cool. It's great to share information and things like that. And when we're talking about credit, there's so much to talk about. I mean, there's so much to cover, and everyone has their own starting point. So what you guys think that you need as a consumer, if you find that one little bit of information and say, you know what, that's what I'm going through. But if you miss step 1, 2, and 5 and 6, how do you know that you're in step 3, like, unless someone tells you? And that's the reason why you want to do consultations, so that way you know for sure where you are. It's just like when they say don't self-diagnose. If you're going through a health issue, don't self-diagnose, because you can find the symptoms, but how do you know what you're actually going through, right? So with the misinformation, a lot of times people would they would read something and they interpret it totally different than what Don said or what Flame said. Everyone understand and process information differently, and this is where the misinformation comes in, especially when people find it as an opportunity to make some money. But it's like, on the other side of money, you have real people that's going through real situations, and if you are not privy to the topic, then don't speak as an expert if you've never experienced it. And in the credit space, I can speak on that. A lot of people have not ever experienced good credit before. They understand the concept, they understand the repair and sending out letters and things like that. But if you have not done it yourself, how can you coach someone else to do that?
Ooh-wee.
So with the misinformation that's out there, I say be careful. You guys just have to do a little bit of reading, do a little bit of research, and pay a consultation. Pay an expert for their time so they can tell you exactly what it is that you need to do. And now yield the mic there.
Thank you, folks. I wanted to get these folks who are experts in their own fields to talk about this, because it is so true. What we're talking about, all right, I have simplified a particular section, a portion of finance. I've simplified it. It doesn't mean it's simple. It's very complicated. We have been led to believe that it's simple so that you can watch a couple of videos and take off from there. All right. So I'm telling you, folks, You can actually save yourself some money by following some of my videos. You can also get yourself in trouble by not knowing all of the steps involved. Just like Credit Goddess was saying, Flame and Rachel were saying, you can get yourself messed up by not knowing all of the steps. I'm talking to a professional. I mean, this guy knows numbers. I mean, backwards and forwards. All right. So he's coming on my program. I'm giving him good information to get set up. All right. But because he's good with numbers, because he's good with spreadsheets, he says, well, I can set this program up this way and then get what I want. And then when I learned about that, I said, no, we can't do it that way. It has to be done this way. And here's some of the reasons why. And when he says, oh, those reasons that you're talking about, it never even occurred to me. I've never even heard those reasons before. Folks, what we're talking about here today, as far as understanding the biweekly payment system and where it came from and why it exists today, and what we really can do. I mean, we're talking about saving 7 years using a biweekly payment system. That's if you use it correctly. But if you use the interest cancellation information in its entirety, you can pay off everything in 7 years, saving 23 years. That's your mortgage, student loans, credit cards. And that's just the average. Some people even do it faster than that because of how their situation is set up. They can save even more interest. Folks, it's about saving interest. It's not about how fast you pay off the debt. It's about how cheaply you pay off the debt. Folks, we left off a few minutes ago. With saving $225,000 interest in just 1 month of using just one strategy. Instead of making a down payment with your money, okay, make a prepayment with your money, save interest, and take off years. We just showed how to use money that most people would be happy to use as a down payment, because this is what is being taught. $80,000 down payment will take you all the way down on a $400,000 loan. Okay, on a $400,000 loan, $80,000 down paid would take you to $320,000. Well, what I showed, if we put down a $12,000 down payment instead, and then use a prepayment of $68,000. Remember, if we put the $80,000 down, we'll have a $320,000 payment. Okay? So we'll have a $320,000 loan. So if we do it this way and put $68,000 down as a prepayment here, folks, look at this. Don't we still have a $320,000 loan? Let me make this a little bigger for you. Okay, doing it the P.I.L.L method way, okay, you still have a $320,000 loan, but you just knocked off over 10 years. Doing it the bank's way, let me just go ahead and open a new tab on this thing, okay? No, I don't want to open a new tab. I want to duplicate the tab. All right, take that back. So we're going to get rid of that. And, oh boy. Listen, I just get so excited about this. All right. And now we're going to duplicate this tab. All right, boom. All right, so we duplicate the tab. All right. So we are looking at what would happen if I said, now let's do a $320,000 loan. So we're going to take this out, put in $320,000. All right, come on, Don, get it together. $320,000. All right, $320,000. Doing it the bank's way at 6%. Boom. We start out on payment number 1. Okay. Did I do this right? No, I got 3 million. Let me delete that. 320,000. Put that in there. There we go. All right, $320,000 loan. And look, we put on our down payment. We're at $320,000. We're starting out at payment number one. Look at there, $319,681. Okay? Starting out at payment number one. Doing it the P.I.L.L method way and understanding what's really going on, instead of we put $12,000 down as a down payment because we have to have that 3% down. Then we take the $68,000 and put it with our first payment and go all the way down to here. We still have the same $319,000 loan, but we're starting out 10 years in. We've knocked off the first 10 years. The bank says, give us your money. We'll start you out at payment number one. The P.I.L.L method says, follow our program, and you start out on payment number 127 on a 30-year amortization. Folks, it's the same money, but vastly different results. This is not a difference of $1 or $2 or $10 or even $1,000 or even $10,000. Folks, this is a difference of saving people over $250,000. $250,000. Flame, listen, man, you have a way of putting things together, and the bank says, put this money as a down payment and save a few thousand. Or doing it the P.I.L.L method way, we just save people by using the same money. We're saving them with one move over $225,000. There's a so that is a huge difference between what is being taught now and the P.I.L.L method way. What do you have in your creative mind how to help people to understand how huge that information is?
Man, that changes generation. Everybody keep talking about this generational wealth talk, and I'm pretty much against generational wealth. I'm with generational plan because no matter how much wealth that you give them, if they're spending it, they don't know how to obtain it. That's the difference. So what you're doing, that's why this is so exciting, is because you actually have a method to create the generational plan to create them to sustain, houses and properties and keep things. So it's one thing to get them. It's a whole nother thing to keep it. And that's what you're showing. And that's what I'm excited about, being able to keep it. Listen, if you guys are excited about what's going on right now, this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to the chat right now, and I want you to write the word deed in the chat. The word deed. The word deed. The word deed. I just need you to write the word deed in the chat. I need if you can hear my voice, regardless of what level that you're at right now, I need you to type the word deed in the chat. Because it's one thing to get a property, it's another thing to get the deed to the property. And what he's showing you right now is how to get the deed, right? How to get the deed. I'm gonna see the deed in the chat. Who all wants that deed to that property? Everybody gets excited when they get the keys, but no, that's a whole nother thing. I've seen your pictures. You think we ain't see them? We saw you take a picture with the key. We saw you take a picture with the sign. But look, we want you to have that same energy when you got that deed in your hand. And how many people on social media you ever see take a picture of that deed? Let's go ahead. Let's change generational talk right now so we show our kids, listen, we don't have a house, we got a deed. And the deed is the house. So keep talking to us, Mr. Don.
Listen, man, thank you so much. Listen, he's right, folks. You don't want just the right to live in someone else's house. Listen, you say, "Oh, this is my house." Your name is on it, but you don't have the deed. You won't get the deed until it's paid off. And 9 out of 10 people will never get the deed. They'll never burn the mortgage. You've been to a mortgage burning before? Why isn't that more common in our neighborhoods, in our families, where we could do a mortgage burning, actually pay it off? Because we are taught to be renters our entire life. Well, so Don, I'm not renting my apartment anymore. No. You may not be renting an apartment, but you're renting money your entire life. It needs to stop. It needs to stop here. And that biweekly payment system only helps to keep you to stay as a renter, because if you're only knocking off 7 years, in that time, you're going to buy another house and get a new 30-year mortgage, or you're going to refinance and get another 30-year mortgage. You're going to do some things along the way that keep you in a 30-year mortgage your entire life, even though you're using the biweekly payment system. So, folks, if you want to see this, people are asking in the back channel, how can they see this? Go to YouTube. It's live right now. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. We're live on LinkedIn. If you want to see what we're talking about, we're live right now on those platforms so that you can see the numbers. So here's where says she just found it. All right. So Quantez, 44% of black people own homes, and whites at 70%. No, so see, here's the thing, Quantez, even that is inaccurate. They're buying homes. They don't own homes. Okay, Flame, you have a good way of helping us to understand this. What's the difference between buying a home and owning a home? Can you break this down for the people today? Flame says, listen, I'll try to give him a lob here. Folks, here's what we're talking about, all right? Go ahead. Go ahead and share, please.
Well, I want to share the importance, and I hear this conversation with millennials not wanting to purchase a home and because they don't want to be responsible for maintenance and all this other good thing. But I want people to start thinking about their children. And I'm not talking about just the children as far as like inheriting them the home. But I was having this conversation, I think it was yesterday, when we were talking about community and Kwanzaa, which was a Joma. And we were talking about community. And I said, you know what? The thing is, within our community, when we say it takes a village to raise a child and we need to get back to community, we need to get back to code, owning a home is so important because, and if we think about this, you were mentioning about renters. A lot of us rent and a lot of us move from one rental complex to another because we don't like the neighbors, they raise the rents and things like that. But you have to ask yourself, what is happening to the children as they move from one community to another? How many children today can actually say that they grew up with someone and known each other for years, or known each other since they were 5 or 10? As they get older, will they be able to say that from all the moves that we are making because we don't like the price or we didn't like the neighbor? If we start buying homes, then we get to know the neighbors. We get to know our neighbors. We get to build that village within that community. So owning a home is not just about price and what you like and what you don't like, but we have to also put our children in mind. Displacing them every year to different communities and moving across town and things like that because you're trying to get your life together. I want us to start planning, getting in the best position, whether it's career-wise, job-wise, and start thinking about our children, so that way they can be placed in a community that they can grow up with, build relationships for life to come, and inherit a property. So, that's my whole spiel.
Well, listen, thank you for that. Folks, I just am so excited to give out the truth of the matter on these things. So listen, if you want to listen, you want to share this information, we need your help. We need your help in getting this information out here. And this is what we're going to do. You want to become part of our community to help share this? You like it yourself? Get a savings and earnings report. Find out the month, day, and year you could be debt free. Click on ice10k.com. ice10k.com and get a savings and earnings report. Once you get that savings and earnings report, you will know the month, day, and year you could be debt free and how much interest you can save. If you also want to be involved in spreading the message, become an affiliate. Go up and click that link and says, I want to become an affiliate with the P.I.L.L method. I want to help share this message. And it's as easy as signing up and sharing the YouTube channel. Watch some videos. Get with the person within a 48 hours. See, there's a magic 48-hour window when somebody is very interested in the subject. 48 hours. After 48 hours, then the interest goes way down. That new information you just shared with them begins to sound like all the other information, and they aren't as excited. So when they watch those videos, they're excited. They're primed. Then you get with them after the 48 hours. Do you want to know more information about this? They'll say yes. Then you fill out the second button that says how that you can refer them to the P.I.L.L method. Put their name in, put their number in, put their email in, put their information in. Don't send it to them and let them do it. You do it and put your name as the referring partner. We get that information, we contact them on your behalf, and when they become a client, we send you $300 because you were excited about sharing this information. Not only can you earn $300, we'll even talk to you about how you can do a referral and make $1,000 per referral just for being excited and sharing a name. And we do all the work. And when they become a client, we just send you out that payment. Oh my goodness. Listen, do you think we're going to become a household name by doing this? Listen, if somebody refers, if a realtor gets a referral for a $500,000 house, do you know how much a realtor can pay out? Does anybody know? What is legal for a realtor to pay as a referral fee? $50. Gift card. Period. That's it. Legally, that's all they can do. We're going to start at $300 and take it all the way up to $1,000 just to help get this message out. Everybody deserves to know how loans really work. And the only way we can do that is with your help. We have only, depending on the season, we have between 30 and 40 people in our company. We can't do it all. We need your help. So become an affiliate. Help us to get the information out there. So, folks, let's get back. We're going to get back to the numbers here. Once we just showed what would happen if we prepay this money. If we prepay the $68,000, we're taken down to line 127 on our amortization schedule. And I want to show you what what could happen in the very next month. Watch this. Here's where we are. On line 127, month 2, that's it. All right. Now we've already made the payment, and now we've already put the 68,000 down as a prepayment instead of a down payment. And here's where we are. I need you to take a look at line 128. Line 128. We have a payment of $727.73 going to principal. And even here, way down here, the interest payment is $1,598.53. Now, I want to show you something that may not have been clear. By taking that money that we could use as a down payment and using it as a prepayment, I need you to see that we skipped 126 interest payments. We skipped all the interest payments between line 2 and line 127. We skipped 126 interest payments by doing that. That is how powerful interest cancellation is. This is money the bank, it is impossible for them to recover that money. All right. So somebody asking online, we got a question online. All right. If you have a question or a comment, come to the stage, put it in the chat. And I need my Rachel, if you see something in the chat, if you could help me, I appreciate it. So online, we have P.I.L.L. Asking questions, got hurt on the job, getting workers' comp. I also have VA comp. Can this program work for me with my mortgage? Here's the question. Can you pay all of your bills every month with your income? With whatever income you have, can you pay all of your bills with your income? If the answer is yes, the P.I.L.L method can help you. If the answer is no, then the P.I.L.L method cannot help you if you don't have enough income to pay your bills. You have to have at least that. All right? So that's what we do. All right? Our program only works. We're helping you pay off your debt more efficiently. But if you're in a situation where you can't pay your mortgage or you're behind on your mortgage, the P.I.L.L method does not help there. That is a whole different program. All right. But if you can pay your mortgage, and even if you have a fixed income and you want to do it better and more efficiently, the idea of the P.I.L.L method has, if you can pay your bills, you don't need more money to get out of debt more efficiently. What you need is to pay less interest. That's the key to getting out of debt. So I hope that answers your question. Whoever asking that, who's watching us on YouTube. We have some Facebook users as well that are watching us. And Kel says, yes, that does help. So listen, I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the comments section. We're going to put ICE, hold on, ICE 10K.com. Boom. That's in, I just put it in the comment section so that you can see that. Go there and you'll be able to access all of our information on how to get a savings and earnings report. All right. So, folks, we have some exciting, listen, we have just a few minutes left here in what we're doing, just a few minutes left. And we're talking about how exciting all of this information is for all of our people. I want you to know something. I want you to know this. Here's what I want you to know. That whatever you're doing, wherever you find yourself today, wherever you find yourself in your financial education, know this. Tune in. I'm looking straight. If you're watching me online, I'm looking straight into the camera now. If you're watching the replay, I'm looking straight into the camera. Know this. The information we currently have on financial education is woefully inadequate because we've heard it over and over and over again. Because we've heard it, we assume that it is true. Unless you're sitting down with an expert in the credit field, in the mortgage field, in the lending space that is teaching you with numbers shown, I guarantee you need to throw out everything that you've ever learned about finances. Throw it away. Learn something new. And I have to, even with my clients, we have coaches for our clients for a reason. Do you know why we have coaches for our clients? Because even though we have the best program in the world, they're going to bring their current understanding about finances and then interpret it and then set up their program with their current understanding of finances. And the program will not operate correctly with that information. We have to coach people even after they become a client for weeks and sometimes months, because we are constantly re-educating our clients, because even the most valuable information they have, thinking that it has to be right, thinking that it just makes sense. It's just common. It's just common sense. Flame, credit goddess Rochelle. It's just common sense. But when we show them the numbers, they say, "Oh my God. You mean this very thing that I've even been teaching my children? I have been complicit in my own victimization because I did not know the truth of the matter." They thought they knew the truth until they met the P.I.L.L method and got this information. This is why the book is so valuable, folks. The book won't give you all the tools. The book, even Flame's book, won't give you all the tools. The book is a list of tools. Come on, Flame, if I'm telling the truth, I need you to flash your mic and say, are you giving out are you giving them the tools? Are you just telling them the list of tools that they need and why it's important to have these new tools to do what you want to do, and how to use it? Just listen, in a book, I can tell you, if you want to be a carpenter, I can give you the list of tools that you're going to need to become a carpenter. But folks, there's not that book is not going to tell you how to become an expert in using the tools. Flame, am I telling the truth here?
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, that's exactly what it is overall, is that, it's just a guide, it's just a tool guide. Even within my book, I tell folks, I say, hey, in the back I have letters that you write to the credit reporting agencies, and I say, do not use these letters word for word. What I like for you to do is to put your own twist, put your own thing to it. But see, all we doing is, once you have a tool, then at that point, then you can use a tool in many different ways. And I heard somebody on Clubhouse, I forgot who said this, but somebody made the example. They said, hey, you could take a hammer and you can actually build a home, but you could take that same hammer and destroy a home. So, once you actually put your own twist to the tool, then at that point, then it takes you where you need to be.
Wow, wow, wow. Folks, let me tell you something right here, right now. Okay? Now, if I just heard that, then I'm going to think, here's how my mind works. Flame has given me some letters, okay? I can print out that letter and send it in so that I can get the response I need from the credit bureaus, okay? But if you skip steps, if you do the microwave version, here's what I've learned by being in this room and talking to experts. Even I'm not an expert in what they're talking about, but I know why Flame is saying you need to put your own twist on it. Do you know that if the credit reporting agency that you're sending a letter to, if they feel it is a form letter, they will throw it in the trash and never work on it while you're waiting a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to have whatever you want removed from your credit report, and your letter is sitting in the trash somewhere because they have deemed it a form letter. Am I telling the truth, Credit Goddess? Am I telling the truth, Flame?
Yes, you are.
Folks, there's a reason why we do what we do. There's a reason why we teach what we teach. There is no shortcut. You have to have all of the steps in place. And what seems to be simple to you, we have simplified a process. It doesn't make it simple. You have to touch all the bases. You have to go through all of the steps to get to where you want to go. And folks, this is why we come on this. We're here 3 times a week giving out this information so that we can prove to you that there's information that you need. And it is far more than we can give out on 2 hours a day. far more. You need to hook up and get a consultation. Do you know our consultations are only $150? Our consultations are only $150. And if you don't get $150 worth when you get a consultation, guess what we'll do? What do you think we'll do if you sign up for a consultation with us and you don't feel you got $150 worth? What do you think we'll do, Credit Goddess? I'll give it back.
Sorry, repeat the question one more time.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll give it back.
You'll give it back?
I'll give it back.
Hey, listen, that's what guarantee is better than that?
That's how powerful I believe our information is.
No, Mr. Don, let me tell you how powerful your information is.
Come on.
Is the fact that you've been on this app as long as you have, and you're still here. That lets you know how powerful your information is, because you're here 3 to 4 times a week. You're on here, you're still giving information, and nobody's ran you off the app. Even before they got the information, they was trying to run you off the app. Then once people got the information, now the same people that was running you off, oh shit, now some of the same people that was running you off the app are begging you to get on their podcast, begging you to get on their calls, and trying to make time to spare time for you. So if that doesn't do it, this is what I'm saying. I want to make sure this is clear. I heard somebody say this before, and now I actually get it. When you watch things like the Grammys, or you see those type of things that really go on, when you see the person that come on stage and perform, that is their toughest audience. Now, why is it their toughest audience? Because those peers that are in the audience are actually the people that do the same thing as them. So therefore, that when they come up on that stage and they perform and they're singing on that mic and they're singing, they're giving more than they're going all out to the 10th degree when it comes to that. And the reason I'm saying all that is because Mr. Don, he's been in rooms where there's nothing but these clubhouse moderators, these people that are specific, that are in the mortgage industry, these people that are in the credit industry, and what happens is he's getting his accolades from the people that actually have the accolades to give, and if he's giving it, if they're receiving it, I know you guys can also receive the gems as well, but you guys are gonna receive not just the gems, you guys are gonna receive the actual monetary gems. So I don't know if you ever heard him talk about 225,000, 418,000, 335,000. These are real life numbers that you're saving on the life of a mortgage. And when he's actually putting that the savings and earnings report, when you guys are actually going through the process and he's putting all of this stuff together, you're the beneficiary, right? You're the beneficiary. It's kind of like at home, even though they're performing on stage at the Grammys and the people in the audience are dancing to it. But when you at home and you put that, when you put that, that download that song in the car, and that one song that somebody's singing, they got you thinking about a time of you missing your mother, or you thinking about family times, and those things help you get through rough stages of your life. It's similar to what he's doing now. Is that you guys are getting these homes, but paying those homes off and getting those deeds, that's helping you pass on the generational wealth as time may have it.
Wow, thank you, Flame. Listen, we just had Mr. Anthony is in the building. All right. Mr. Anthony, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning, team. What's the word in the streets, man?
Listen, man.
Don, I need your help, man.
Listen. Okay, listen.
That's how I start off, Mr. Don. That's how I start off, ain't it?
That's how we start off, man. Because listen, you say you need what help do you need, man? Listen, what help do you need? What can we do? Help. Talk to me.
Yo, I got a bridge loan, and the interest rate is 10.99%. How can the P.I.L.L method help me?
Okay, so folks, here's what we've got. We've got a loan that's 10.99%. Here is a real estate investor. I need you to put something in the chat right now. Put it in the chat right now. How do you feel about a loan that is 10%? If you had 10.99, you might as well just say it. You might as well just call it 11. 11% loan. All right. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about an 11% loan? How do you feel about that right now? Who? Ooh-wee.
They gonna cook me, man.
Come on, man. No. Listen, if you had 11% loan, how would you feel about that with the current information that's out there? I need some responses with the current kind of information you have about lending. Is an 11% loan good to have? All right. Yes or no? 11%. Talk to me. I need some information. So, Anthony, before we get there, can I ask just a couple of questions before I talk about the loan itself?
Of course.
All right. That project, with that 11% loan, you have a particular payment you have to make on that, correct?
Yes, sir.
So here's my next question. Even with that payment you have to make, are you making more money on that deal monthly than the monthly payment?
No, sir. I'm upside down.
You're upside down. All right. So you have a reason why you're in that loan. What is your long-term exit strategy on that?
So I paid basically 1.9 for the building, and once it's stabilized,
Yeah.
I anticipate it being worth about 2.9.
Okay. That's your long-term play. All right. So
Yes, sir.
here's what we're going to do. While while that ship is coming in, because I can see it off in the distance. I see that ship off in the distance, and that ship is going to come to port. But in the meantime, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So listen, folks, if you want to see this, I'm putting this on the screen right now in our last few minutes here. I got 14 minutes left, and I'm glad I got this question. So you said it's at 1.9? Is that the loan?
No, the loan is 1.5.
1.5. Okay. 1.5. Right. All right. And the interest rate is 10.99. And what is the amortization? 25 years, 30 years? What is it? And if you're talking, I can't hear you, Anthony. All right, so let me see here. Let me go. I'm just going to put it in right now, just for this. All right, and I'm just going to put it in as a 30-year. All right. All right. Oop, I got one too many zeros. I put it in as 15 million. Let me take that zero out. We're going to take this. All right, and we're going to recalculate it. Okay, here's payment on this. Here's the payment on this: $14,273.52. All right, I want to show you something right now that is very, very powerful, Mr. Anthony, and thank you for bringing this to the stage. If you are in Clubhouse right now and you want to see this, let's see, D'Amica. The Bonnet Queen says, hi. All right, listen, they're saying that is a high interest rate. Let me show you something that if you are a real estate investor, you want to see this. You want to see this right now. Let's go to YouTube, and then search for P.I.L.L method so that you can see these numbers on the screen. If you're new to the room, all right, here we go. So I have a 1.5 million. At 10.99 for 30 years. That's the amortization. The payment is $14,273.52 a month. Let me show you how much interest the bank wants on this 1.5 million. They want $3,638,467 in interest on this loan. That's what they want. But that's not what they're going to get. That's not what they're going to get. Let me show you something that is very that is so powerful with interest cancellation that most real estate investors overlook this. They don't even notice it. Okay, because of how they are structured the deal. Okay, because how they structured the deal, they're going to make money on the deal. I'm going to show them how they're going to increase their profitability by cutting the interest cost. Very simply, I need you to see out of that very first payment how much money goes to principal Only $536.02 goes to principal. Look how and see how much money goes to interest. $13,737.50. $13,000 a month going to interest. If you look at it for the year, all right? If you look at it for the year. So listen, I'm showing you what everybody else sees, and I'm giving you the feelings that you already have about it, and we're going to switch that. We're going to change it just because we're going to teach you how to read this thing. I need you to take a look at 1 year on this loan. 1 year on this loan, 600. You will pay the look at cumulative principal and look at cumulative interest. You'll pay this loan down by making every single payment on time, just like the bank wants you to. You're going to pay this loan down by $6,766.32. And even though this loan, this whole project will eventually make money, in the first year, you're going to pay $164,515.92 in interest. $164,000 in interest just to pay the loan down by $6,700. Folks, I need you to put something in the chat or in the comments if you're online, how you feel about that. Anthony, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Man, I wish I spoke to you 2 days ago. I wouldn't have done the deal.
All right. Well, listen, you may.
No, I'm just joking, brother.
You're about to get glad here in a second.
Okay, talk to me.
All right. So now, can you just imagine yourself? Can you just imagine yourself looking at your situation and you have some reserve funds? You got some reserve funds. This is just an example. You got some reserve funds, and in those reserve funds, let's just say you have $540.93. Do you think you have at least $540.93 in reserve funds?
I think I could scrape that up.
So if you make that very first mortgage payment in January, then
February 1st, sir.
I'm sorry?
February 1st.
Okay. So yeah, you make that very first payment. All right. And then the second payment, $540.93 goes to principal if you wait 1 month. But what if you give that $540.93 to the bank early? Do you realize you're paid down to line 2 on your amortization schedule? You completely eliminated, and now you're on line 3 of your amortization schedule? Just by prepaying the $540, you just saved $13,732.59 in interest you never have to pay.
That's what's up, man.
Can I take it a little bit further? Because I know you are a real estate investor. I know that a certain amount of the monies you bring in, you're setting aside for emergency situations, for repairs and maintenance. I mean, that's just what real estate investors do. That's, even though I'm a small time real estate investor, even I do it. I set some money aside for the people who take care of my property in Michigan. They've got some money on the side. So if they need something, it's the money is already in the account. Okay. So here's what we're talking about. Let's just say you have a few $1,000s in the bank. All right. And you know how much you're putting in to your reserve account. All right. And I'm just making something up. Let's just say you're in a situation where you're putting about $2,000 a month in your reserve account out of all the monies you're bringing in because you want to reinvest your money. So you're taking a small percentage and putting it in a reserve account. I need you guys to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest here. And in 1 year, you'll pay this loan down by $6,766.32. Here's my question. Since we know we're going to pay this loan down by $6,700, do we have to give it to the bank in 12 monthly installments? That's my question. I know I've got to give them that much money. I'm going to give them that much money over a year, but do I have to give it in 12 monthly installments? Do I see the answers? Are there any answers there? Oh my goodness, I got Crystal in here. We're going to be talking to her in a minute. All right. Does anybody say, Jeremiah says online, he says, nope. And he's got some laughing emojis. Okay. Rolling on the floor laughing. Watch this, folks. Watch this. Out of the money that I have in reserve, I've got a little extra than I need in reserve. What if I borrowed $6,766.32 from my reserve account that's making 0.1%? When I make my mortgage payment on the first, I actually borrow money from myself, this whole thing, and add it to principal, and I'm paid down to line 12 in 1 month. I'm not taking 12 months to pay off $6,766.32. I'm paying it off in 1 month. And when I do that, I knock out 11 interest payments I don't have to make. Watch this. 11 $13,700 payments I don't have to make, totaling, come on now, do I have a drum roll on this thing? Totaling $150,834.96. So by investing in my mortgage, $6,700, I get a return on my investment, $150,834.96 in interest I do not have to pay. Oh my goodness, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm going to put something on the screen here. All right. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to put in my $150,000, $150,834.96. I'm going to divide it by my principal that I prepaid. Divide that by $6,766.32. Watch this. I did it wrong. Doggone, I got so excited. Let me put it back in. I'm sorry. 150,834.96 divided by the money that I paid to save that money, $6,766.32. Folks, that is a return on investment of 2,229%. 2,229% return on investment. Where else can you get that kind of return on investment using $6,000 and you can benefit 150 grand? Folks, that's over 2,200% return. Anthony, what do you have to say about that, sir?
I'm on my way to Alabama today. Let's get a table at the best restaurant. We got to talk, bro.
All right, let's do that. Come on, man, we got to talk. All right, Anthony, go ahead and introduce yourself. We've got to get out of here. I got to bring Crystal in, but go ahead and introduce yourself since you were talking.
Man, thank you. Anthony Edwards, real estate investor based in Atlanta, short-term rental operator, and travel nurse. That's a little bit about me.
Thank you so much. Folks, we're going to say goodbye to everybody online. But we're going to come right back here to Clubhouse. So hang out there. We got some other moderators to talk to. But folks, I need you right now to go to ice10k.com, become an affiliate, and also get your savings and earnings report. We're going to give the last word to Dr. Eric Thomas, and then we're going to come right back here to Clubhouse. Let's play it.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you going to keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm going to keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't got to do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.